Hello, DevOps friends. Hello, Stupak. Nice to have you in the background. And so welcome to Full Stack Live. I'm Jochen, the Monospace mentor, and I'm happy to do another live stream to start the week of, the week has already started, but it's the first live stream for this week for me, so it's definitely a start, in a sense. If I am a little bit incoherent, then that's because we ran out of coffee beans in the household, and I failed to bring coffee beans from Starbucks when I was there earlier, which is a big failure, and so I have to make do with the cold tea that I have left over from this morning. I'll make myself another tea later, but for now that'll suffice. Okay, as you can see, the bits are back, and the whole affiliate thing is back, because since Twitch now allows multi-streaming or multicasting, I applied to have my affiliate status reinstated, and that took about 10 minutes, and I was an affiliate again. So, subscriptions are on again, and bits are on again, stream rewards are on again. That's the whole thing. Other than that, what's new in my world? Well, my little one is sick. They were at a football match at the Aviva Stadium on Sunday with parts of his class, and traveled on the train, of course, and now he's sick in bed, and we did a COVID test. It was negative, so there's always hope. So we have at least one sick person in the household, and I hope it doesn't become more. JJ, hey, how you doing? Welcome to the stack. Good to have people drop in so early. That's one thing. Then I'm trying out a new keyboard layout. I still am favoring my split keyboard, my Korn, and I have tried to use Homero mods for quite a while now. I guess a year or so. I could take a look at my diary, because I write these things down. I'm a nerd like that, and that has been working for about 90%, I'd say. But the thing with Homero mods, where they produce letters when you tap them shortly, and they act as modifiers like shift or control if you hold them, is that timing is really a challenge, because the way we type is really not unambiguous. And so, for example, sometimes when you do a so-called roll, where you type very quickly because the keys are next to each other, for example, then you do a thing where you press the first key, then you press the second key, then you release the first key, and then you release the second key, for example. And that's almost indistinguishable from a modifier actuation as well. So it's really hard for the keyboards to tell, well, did they want Control F, or is that a DF sequence? And so these things are pretty hard, and I've been still struggling with getting that 100% right, and it's really annoying if you want to actually, for example, do a Shift I to get a capital I, and then you get instead you get an FI, and then you have to delete two characters and retype. That got a little bit annoying, so I'm trying something new. I have ditched Homero mods and am switching to a dedicated shift key on my thumb row at the bottom of the keyboard, and or at the bottom of the keyboard layout. And Of course, that will still require myself to retrain my muscle memory, so I can't really tell if that's going to be an improvement or not. It does feel good, and actually I did a few more modifications today where I added a few functions where I can easily switch between workspaces on my desktop here with a single keystroke, and so things are still interesting in keyboard land. I'll keep you posted of my successes and failures. We'll see how this works. Then I've made quite a few changes after rebranding my teaching business from Obsitive to Monospace Mentor. I guess I was in the swing of things and decided to make the Linux Master Course, which you can easily find at linuxmastercourse.com, free again. I tried to require a small monthly subscription to join the course, but as soon as I did that, I got exactly 0 signups again, and that made me pretty sad, because my main goal at this time is to start teaching again and not to make money again. I'm already making money from my day job, from my business, and so finances aren't really a concern at the moment. Thindel, hello, greetings, welcome to the stack. We are talking about the Linux Master Course, which I have made free again. You don't need a subscription anymore to join the community course where I teach future system administrators all they need to know. Previously, there was the requirement you have to have a membership subscription. Yes, it does start at an idiot level. I am happy to teach everyone who wants to get into Linux administration, even if they aren't familiar with it yet. So, and I, of course, wouldn't call that idiot level, but I'm a very patient person as well. So, yeah, one of the main things that I want to do is make people feel comfortable, and that includes not feeling stupid. So I guess, yeah, it might actually be suited for a Thindel level. So, yeah, so the experiment of tying the course participation to a subscription didn't really work out, I'd say. I would classify it as a failed experiment, and the course is free again, and I am proven right in a sense, because since I did that a few days ago, I already got about four new sign-ups for the course. People will still have to show up on Discord, but that will be delayed anyway, because they have to at least buy the course materials. I'm still working on my own materials, but that will keep me occupied for a few more months, I think. So in the meantime, we're going to use a series of books that people can get either from the library or from their local bookshop. And so that's definitely a requirement that I can't just magic away. But that's the only expense people need to incur, other than investing time and effort. So I'm looking forward to seeing more people join the course, and it'll be a hybrid between self-guided learning, where people learn at their own pace, and then there's the Monospace Discord, where they can ask questions or present experiments they did and things like that. And that will then become an interactive thing where they have actual support and are not left alone with the course material. And yes, the course materials are available as ebooks. It's the series... what is it called? It's something and administering Linux. Let me quickly pull up Zotero, where I have saved my ebook versions. Using and Administering Linux by David Both. And that's what we're going to use for the course. These books are great. David is a veteran Linux administrator, just like me. And he wrote these books with courses in mind that he did give himself with these books. So I think they are ideal for being used as textbooks in a course. And so yeah, that's something that's really useful. So even if you have to buy these books to take part in the course, they'll be a great way to reference things. Veteran Wizard button clicker. That sounds great. You should have a business card with that. So let me write that in chat quickly if I can. Hit the right thumb keys. I still need to get used to that new keyboard layout. David Both, using and administering Linux. And these are 3 books, so we use all 3. We're going to use all 3. That's being 1, 2, 3. No, not 12 to 3. It's not that many. Here we go. Oh, you're not a veteran button clicker wizard, but you are a veteran wizard button clicker. That's an important distinction. Yeah. Okay, I can see what you're thinking. Yeah. Okay. Brilliant. Okay, so where were we? Monospace, no, Linux Master Course, free, yes. I'm in the process of writing a newsletter about that. You can sign up for this newsletter on monospacementor.com, and in this newsletter I will announce the newly again free course, and I hope the people that have signed up recently will actually join us in Discord. And you can find the Discord server. Let's see if this is going to work. If I type that into Restream. Yep, that did work. Great. So if you haven't joined us yet, use this link to join us on our community platform. And with that, no. What are we going to do today? Before we can get to that, I have to also explain that at the moment I'm using a Bridgetown Ruby static site generator for monospacementor.com, but for my actual course platform, which still is at b.obsitive.com. It will move to monospace.training. I'm using Podia for that. Podia is a course platform provider, and Podia itself is actually written in Ruby on Rails by some great members of the Ruby on Rails community, which is just another reason to actually support them and pay for this service. And earlier today, I found Ryan Bates' latest videos. If you don't know who Ryan Bates is, he's the author of Railscasts, which is, I think, the oldest video series with shared Ruby and Ruby on Rails knowledge. So let's get that on screen, maybe. Let me see. I think it was rbates.dev, right? Yes. Okay, here we go. So I'll still have to watch these 2 retrospectives, and I'm looking forward to seeing part 3 published as well. And when I took a closer look at the website, I noticed that there is also a follow button. the follow button is covered by my picture. Unfortunately, it's somewhere here behind my shelf. And I was curious what happens if I click follow, because I wondered, is that a follow in the Fediverse? Is that some kind of a Mastodon follow button, or what is that? And that then brought me to Hashnode. And Hashnode is something that I didn't know before. It's a blogging platform that's especially geared towards developers. And so it's a bit similar to dev.to and similar platforms. It's also similar to Medium, but it's not a walled garden, actually. And it's also similar to something like Substack, because they integrate newsletters as well. You can turn your blog post into newsletters quite automatically. And so this is pretty nice and interesting. And even though I usually prefer running my own infrastructure, and for example, I'm hosting... That's why I use a static site generator to run my blog. The site itself is served by Netlify, but I can always choose a different infrastructure provider and deploy my blog there, and simply point the domain to the new provider then. So usually I prefer to be autonomous, but discovering Hashnode made me think. Because, as I said, at the moment my web presence is split between my static site on monospacementor.com and the Podia website, where I host my courses, where people can actually buy courses and do these things that are related to all these things, and where also my newsletter is hosted, because when people sign up for courses, they get automatically added to the newsletter subscriber list and things like that. So that's nice. And I don't have to take care of that. Of course, I also considered running my own newsletter at a specialized service, something like Button Down, for example. But having a certain amount of integration is always nice. And what I really appreciate about Podia is how easy it is to make changes to the web presentation, to add background colors to a specific paragraph and things like that. So I don't have to always go into CSS and into the whole HTML level and make changes there. This is always a great time sink. And being able to make changes quickly, as Thindel said, by clicking through wizards and things like that, is great. And Podia just recently introduced theming, where you can actually define your main colors, and then it's very easy to apply these colors in different ways. But with great consistency across the website. That's a great thing, and of course you can do that yourself too by defining the proper CSS classes and things like that, but it's on a much lower level. And so I thought maybe it could actually be an option, moving all my content to Podia, where it's easy to maintain. What kept me from doing that, actually I did that in the beginning, and then I changed course, because what Podia doesn't offer is a blog. So I can't actually enter blog posts and have them listed with tags and categories and things like that. I wouldn't be surprised if they added that eventually, but at the moment it's not available. So I thought maybe I can move everything to Podia and actually point monospacementor.com there, except, of course, for the blog. And if I used Hashnode for the blog, then everything would be hosted somewhere where I don't have to take care of it, and where I don't have to take care of the nitty-gritty things. and simply enter my blog posts. Another thing that is definitely adding friction is a static site generator is great, but I'll have to have access to the Git repository, and I have to write my post, then check it in, then push the changes, and then Netlify takes over and does a great job at publishing everything. But with Hashnode, I can, of course, simply go into their web editor, type stuff into a form, press submit, and the post is online. So especially if I'm out and about and maybe I'm writing on my iPad or even on my iPhone, Hashnode would definitely make things easier. Of course, I have found ways to access Git repositories from iOS and iPadOS devices as well, but it's definitely much more friction than just entering stuff into a form and clicking the submit button. So what I'd like to try today is maybe I'll simply import my existing blog posts on Hashnode, where I've already set up a site, and we'll see how that looks like and how easy it is to get my design that I've used on Podia applied to Hashnode as well. And if that does actually look pleasant, I might be tempted to ditch the static site altogether and simply rely on Podia combined with Hashnode. Hashnode does offer the essentials that I would require, which are, for example, RSS feeds, so it does look quite nice. And if people like Ryan Bates, who have been in the web business for quite a while and who I think have a lot of clout, use Hashnode, that's an endorsement, and I'm curious how this is going to work. And yeah, so what I'm going to do now is basically I'll switch to my blog here, and I'll make sure all the blog posts have the proper front matter. They mostly have, but as you can see here, well, you can't see it here, but you can see it here, where I'm in the importer. Excuse me. They simply require a zip file with .md files, which will be easy to create. And then they'll read from the Markdown front matter title, slug, date, and image. I don't have any images, header images, so I can leave that off. But and of course I already have title and date, but the slug is actually not defined. Bridgetown did derive the slug, which is the part that gets used as the URL. Derived that from the file names. So just to be sure that everything is there, I'll add the slug field to my blog posts as well. Then I'll zip them into an archive file and try and upload this archive file, and then we'll see how this looks like on Hashnode. So let's switch here. This is the first blog post where the site was still named Obsitive. That was 2 years ago. So 2 years ago I caught the bug to teach again. And yeah, it took me quite a while to get up and running. And only now I feel like I have the proper branding and the whole proper strategy to get started. And it's great to see that emails are coming in where people sign up for the Linux Master course. So, we already have a title, we have a date, we even have a category, but I guess that will be ignored by Hashnode. But what we have to add is the slug. And Copilot seems to be pretty clever here, because that's exactly what's in the file name, so that's brilliant. Still typing. Oh yeah, of course. I changed the escape key to here. Oh dear. yeah, changing the escape key on your keyboard layout will throw you for a loop in Vim for quite a while. So yeah, expect me to stumble around here. So next, let's see, that's talk under pressure. Let's see what, yeah, that's brilliant. I love Copilot. So one of the most substantial changes that I did to my keyboard layout is that I'm now using what's called one-shot modifiers, where I enter a specific layer on my keyboard using a thumb key. Then I hit the key for the modifier or the series of modifiers that I want to use, for example, the control modifier. Then I can release the keys, and then I, for example, press C, and that then gets actually sent as a control C. So it's basically serializing modifiers, which does take a little bit longer than simply pressing the modifier and the key in parallel or simultaneously, but it also allows you to have a pretty small keyboard where you don't have to have dedicated modifiers for each of the modifier keys, or yeah, to put it more precisely, you don't have to have dedicated keys for each modifier. So yeah, there's always there are always trade-offs. The slug for this post is cat and bat. Brilliant. So that's that. Slug. Talk moderator. Loving it. Title and date. Slug. Solid. If only I could have Copilot also type all that stuff for me. So automatically enter these files at the slug field, and might be done with that. One can always dream. Even by this long slug, Copilot doesn't get confused. Almost done. Then we can zip everything up and then upload and import it into Hashnode. And that was the last one. Let's do a write all. Great. And then let's switch to the shell. And actually, let's create a new one because I want to change the path. Nope, not to that. That's going to be posts. These are the posts, and we'll do a zip. posts.zip. I guess I'll. Where do I put this? Let's put it in temp. posts.zip, and we'll grab all the MD files. That's that. And now let's try and upload that. Where's my temp? Here it is. mmposts.zip. That does look good. I apologize for the flickering in the bottom right corner. That seems to be an artifact of me using Wayland at the moment. I had issues with running X11 where applications stopped starting because of a library error, which came pretty unexpected. And that triggered me to try out Wayland, and Wayland does actually work nicely, even though I have an NVIDIA card. Nicely to say 98%, but there are these remaining 2%, and those 2% include the flickering when I use screen sharing in OBS. I'll have to try X11 again after an update. Maybe that got fixed and I can use X11 for the time being again, but we'll see. Enotic D, hello, welcome to the stack. Good to have you. So, here is our blog imported into a Hashnode, and if everything works out, I'll actually map a custom domain, but for the time being, let's visit our blog, right? I guess... let's see. Blog home, it's not empty. That's a lie. How dare you? Here we are. Wait a second. November 2nd. That's not true. I guess I had a... this last post here. Yeah. That should have had a date of... oh, it is even written at 11:02. Yeah. But still... why is there a blog post that's coming after that? It says that's November 14th. Unbreaking breaking changes. That must be an inconsistency. Oh, it doesn't have a date. Okay. So that should have the date 2020. Oh, not 2020. 2023 dash 1025. Okay. Let's see how I can actually change that on Hashnode itself. So if I go unbreaking breaking changes here in articles, let's do an edit. What does this look like? Okay. So that's the text. Where's the metadata though? Article settings and more from here. I guess the date is part of the article settings, isn't it? Okay, there's this SEO stuff. Where do I change the date though? That's one of the things that could be more obvious. Raw Markdown. Okay, that's nice. Being able to simply import or write raw Markdown is definitely nice, but it doesn't show me the front matter fields anymore. How is this not part of the article settings then? Tags, image, SEO stuff. Oh yes, publish on a backdate. So instead of making that of today, it set it to today because it didn't have a date set. So what was that? 10/25, right? And let's update this. The article has been updated. See article now. Well, I'll stay in the UI there, and I'll simply reload over here, and now we have them in the right order. I'm missing images, so that's something that I would have to make a habit of, to get images there. Thindel asks, what's your blog engine? That blog engine here is Hashnode. It's a blogging platform for developers, basically, and I'm curious and simply trying it out at the moment. The blog engine I'm using for my website, monospacementor.com, at the moment is Bridgetown Ruby. So yeah, Bridgetown is a static site generator built with Ruby. It's basically meant as a more modern successor to Jekyll, and I'm very happy with that. And I learned a lot because Bridgetown uses a lot of the modern front-end technologies like JavaScript bundling and all these things, which I all had to learn and to debug when I tried to customize things. So yeah, Bridgetown is really nice. But as I explained earlier, having to use a Git repository all the time is sometimes a little bit too much friction for me. So Hashnode with its web-based editor would be a little bit easier. For example, if I wrote a blog post from my phone, maybe on the train or something. See, I didn't even look into that. Yeah, I saw that mentioned, but I wasn't too interested in its headless mode. But yeah, I guess you can use it as your content management system, and then use their, I assume, API to pull the content to wherever you want it displayed, which is also nice. Okay, so yeah, that's quite nice. I might actually change the layout here, because especially without the pictures, it's looks a little bit boring. So maybe I'll change the whole layout. Where do I do that? Let's go to the blog dashboard. Customize the appearance. That's where you can actually select. I like to have this magazine layout with the latest article being displayed very prominently, which might make it even more apparent that images are missing. We'll see. But yeah, since I'm only trying things out at the moment, that's not going to be a big problem. Let's reload that. Yeah, now it has changed things. Okay, so now in this wide layout, at least, it puts the latest article as a big box here, and then it starts listing the earlier posts at its side and then below. That's also nice. And since I'm using this site prominently as a blog, and only as a blog, that might actually be the layout I'm going for. You're using Blazor. Okay, that's .NET related, right? I saw that on Twitch streams that are more Microsoft-centric. Going to update it to be pre-rendered with SPA handover after today. Blazor Unified is being released tonight. Okay. A blog, but with short posts. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's a interesting idea. It's a bit like video shorts, right? Instead of a long-form video, posting something quick that's less than a minute. And so it's basically a microblog. I wonder, yeah, if that would be something that I would like to do as well. Writing short blog posts. I mean, no one forces me to make every blog post here a long-form article. So I could actually also post short snippets here. Dragon Dust, welcome. Good to have you. Welcome to the stack. Looking into Astro at the moment. There are so many choices and frameworks at the moment that you can use. Next.js, all that stuff. So yeah, there's always something new to discover. Unfortunately, I don't have enough time. So I will be focusing in the front end side of things. I'll focus on using something like Bridgetown with ES bundling and Tailwind CSS for styling. And for example, I'd like to get better at using Alpine.js. That's how far I would want to venture into JavaScript land. So if I master doing using Alpine.js, that's, I guess, already more than I'll need. Well, I might need more JavaScript in the future if I want to get our customer hosting dashboard up to snuff. But yeah, I definitely, I won't have the time to go into more sophisticated frameworks like Svelte or React or something like that. Yeah, that's so I'll have to limit myself to stuff that will have a payoff eventually. Because with my day job and now getting monospacementor.com up and running and a Linux master course where I would love to support quite a bunch of people, that will take enough time, so I won't be able to go very deep into front-end programming. Lindo wrote, also adding a flowchart of steps, such as posting on Mastodon, call it out on Twitch when stream. Yeah, that's having checklists for that has been something that I have made a habit, because yeah, I always forget stuff, and then I have blog posts that I could easily regularly repost on Mastodon and things like that. I actually built myself an auto post machine where I can actually enter posts and they get repeated on a recurring basis, and I can assign each post a number of weeks it has to cool down. And I used Notion as the database and Make.com as the automation platform for that. And that has also been a lot of fun. And yeah, now I simply have to add stuff to my Notion database. And every Monday morning, articles that have come off cooldown get posted to my Mastodon buffer account, where then they'll get spread over the coming week. So that is really, really nice. And as soon as I'll still have to put in a lot of work adding posts. At the moment, Make.com only fills up, say, Monday and Tuesday, and on Wednesdays usually my Mastodon account falls dormant again. But once I have enough posts in there, that's going to be a nice automation. Yeah, I could and I did that in the beginning. I actually sat down and wrote, say, 15 posts in a row, put them in the database, and then make.com posted them to Buffer. And since I programmed Buffer to have 3 posts per day, that was 5 days with 3 posts each, and the whole week was taken care of. And on top of that, I could always also, of course, shoot spontaneous posts as well. So yeah, the first 2 or 3 weeks, my Mastodon account was nicely populated, but then I lost track of adding new posts. And so it'll take a few more, I don't know, about 3 months, and then there will be another burst of posts when they all come off cooldown. But yeah, I'll have to put more time into feeding the machine. Yeah, Twitter is not a topic anymore for me. I've completely left the platform. And I'm actually really not interested anymore. It's I wrote it off as a complete dumpster fire. There are services that do this, both the delayed posting, but I'm using buffer.com for that. Buffer.com has been around for ages. And there are actually also services that do this repeated posting, where you can assign a cooldown period to a post. But they are pretty expensive and more geared towards marketers and SEO people. And I just don't want to spend that amount of money. So that's why I have built my own homegrown solution. All right. So what I don't like about it, this blog display here, is that it actually forces you to have images, and if you don't have any, it'll display these placeholders. That's really ugly, and I have no idea why it has to be that way. Maybe there's a setting that I can enable. Let's go into the advanced settings. That's audio blocks, text selection, share a widget. Ooh, fancy. Custom page rules. Create and manage custom redirection rules for your blog. Okay, that's nice. And yes, here's the point, using Hashnode as a headless CMS. Interesting. Okay. What about SEO? Display title. Oh, display title. So I can have a different display title than sitemap. That gets generated automatically, which is nice. Image for social media sharing. PNG file of 800 times 420. Yeah, we'll be able to do that. Widgets are additional components that you can add to your blog, I guess. Embeds that can be inserted anywhere in your blog, inside the blog posts. Okay. Not interested in analytics at this time, and not even remotely in sponsors. Pages are additional pages where you can actually, I could move my whole website there and add the existing pages that way. Series is an interesting thing. That's nice that you can actually relate articles to each other. That's something I might make a more extensive use of. Yeah, I guess appearance would be where I would expect this, but no, there is no. So for the time being, I'd like to switch off the newsletter modal because that's confusing. I already have a newsletter on my course platform, and I don't want people to get confused. If people want to subscribe to my articles on my blog, they can use the RSS feed. You know what, Thindle, I thought the same. If push comes to shove, then I'll add custom CSS where I hide the image. It's a pity that I can't simply tell it to not show a placeholder if there isn't an image. That seems so stupid to me that I feel like I'm missing something. Maybe it imported my blog posts thinking all these blog posts had images. And since there weren't any assigned, now I'll have the empty images. That's also something we could try. So let's go to articles. Let's take the latest article, for example, and edit that. I can add a cover and a subtitle. And in the article settings, I can set a slug. That's already done. I can select tags. I would have to add them myself, but because apparently the existing tags didn't get imported from the front meta. I could disable comments, but I can't disable image. I can upload an image. This is interesting how similar this looks to Notion, isn't it? This image dialog looks almost identical to the one in Notion, and I wonder if that's based because they copied it, or if both websites use the same UI framework. But yeah, that's uncanny how similar that is, especially with the Unsplash search as well. That's probably at least I can't be sure, but I think at least the idea has been lifted from Notion. But if there is a library that also has that built in, maybe they simply use the same library. Okay, so what kind of picture would I use for branding? What happens if I enter brand into the search field here? I'm not going to use the Nike logo. The stickered laptop could be nice. I mean, if I can add Unsplash pictures to all of my existing posts, and it's just 2 handful of posts, I can do that too. Let myself be forced to add pictures. I mean, yeah, blog post with a picture definitely does look nicer. And adding pictures being that easy is also something that is definitely an advantage over my static site generator. Yes, Dragon Dust. Hashnode is a blogging platform. You could compare it to, say, Medium in terms of ease of use, but it's not as much a walled garden as far as I can tell. It's also similar to dev.to, but dev.to is more a sharing platform than a blogging platform, I think. And so, yeah, it's a mix of these things. And since it also has newsletter functionality built in, it's also a little bit like, say, Ghost or Substack. I found it because Ryan Bates, who is the founder of Railscasts, started publishing his retrospective videos on Hashnode. That's how I found it, because I was curious what the follow button does, and that then brought me to Hashnode and said, yeah, you need to be signed into Hashnode to follow this blog. So they are also a kind of a blog community similar to dev.to, where everyone posts and everything is posted to the same platform. Yeah, there are also significant differences. And I thought about giving up my static website that has all the static content and it only gets complemented by my Podia course platform, and actually move almost everything to Podia except for the thing that Podia doesn't support, which is the blog. So I could actually use, say, blog.monospacementor.com and point that at Hashnode, where I can actually publish my blog posts and have everything else on a single website, including my course content, which definitely is an advantage to have everything on one website, from my about page to my courses and the actual course lessons. So that's why I'm exploring Hashnode at the moment. I simply set this website up as a test, imported my existing blog posts, which it's only about a dozen blog posts, and I have to admit I do like it. It forces me to add images to my blog, which is not a bad thing, I guess. It shows the reading time under each blog post, which also entices people to read, if it's not that long of a read. And overall, I'm pretty happy for what essentially is a free website, a free blogging platform, because they don't charge a price for running your blog. They, I guess, charge if you want to have more sophisticated features, like a backup of your blog posts to GitHub, for example, or if you want to blog as a team. But I could do with the free tier if, for example, I wrote most of my blog posts offline and saved them, say, in Dropbox, and only uploaded them to publish them. But I could also, if need be, write a blog post right on the website, for example, as I mentioned already, if I'm on a train and I only have my iPhone with me or something like that. So, this is pretty interesting. Let's see how this looks if I, say, add images to the first few articles, so I can see how the page would look like then. I would like to have a switch or something for this, and not a network switch in this case. How about this switch? Why not? Does look a little bit gloomy, but maybe that's also going to be an eye catcher. And then we have save a file from Vim with root permissions. Oh, how to find a cover image for that? I can always search for super user. Then there's the sudo picture that I already knew from Podia. Why not? I really like how quick I can add images to my stuff here. Let's see what happens when I enter test here. Yeah, that's more exam, I guess. Yeah. Maybe something like a check mark would also be a good symbol for a test. How is it? The Nike swoosh isn't a check mark, is it? I mean, it's trademark, but it's not a check mark. To-do list? Hey Balthazar, how you doing? Welcome to the stack. Happy Tuesday. Oh, you mean check and mark? Yeah, that could work as well. Let's see if I get something better than with to-do list. Check, mark. It's not much better, to be honest. Not even a single check mark. It takes quite a lot of imagination to get from the Nike swoosh to a check. And I wonder if that is because the person who uploaded that actually made that connection. Or if that's some AI stuff that's happening there. No, checkmark doesn't really work. For me, at least. Interesting. Let's use something like task list, because to do isn't really a word either. I like the post-its. Reminds me of the early days when I did IT coordination. I had a big whiteboard with lots of post-its. I still like this one. No, why does it have to say wedding list? Oh, come on. How about the post-its? They're empty. It's a bit too abstract. It's good to have you here, even if it's just for a short while, Balthazar. Interesting desk layout, by the way, having the laptop in front of the monitor. I've seen that a few times now. How about we look for success? That will give me many fist pumps, I guess, and high fives, but that's not bad. It's a bit cheesy, but I guess that's what test suites are all about. I'll take it. Okay, that should be sufficient to see how the page looks like now with added pictures. It does look much more professional, I have to admit. So I guess, yeah, I would have to go through and assign pictures to all of these. But it does look much more clean and than I had it before. I have to say I'm pretty tempted to switch to Hashnode. And having everything in the cloud. If I did switch to... Oh wait, I'll have to take care of something because Stupak got stuck in the auto mod. I only saw that now. Wait, and Thindle did too. You wrote earlier, the problem for me is feature creep. That was related to your own flowchart and stuff. Okay, sorry for missing that. I didn't have my Twitch chat in front of me, but the restream chat, and that doesn't show me moderation events. And where did Stupak's link go? That was that even earlier? I'm so sorry. If you like, post it again. I have no idea where it ended up. Can't see it anymore. Oh, here it is. Okay. What do we have here? Oh! That's a great picture. Let me... I can actually pull that over here. Brilliant. Oh, yeah. Good old Silicon Valley. Operations, billing, and user management. I can't see why that is related, but operations always catches my eye. Hey, Exegete. Oh, Exegete intervened. Okay. Welcome to the stack, Exegete, and thanks for helping with modding. Compression engine, ingestion engine. Nice. Nice box. Emergency in progress. Testing complete. I mean, I have to admit, this is a pretty nifty Kanban board. Nice box. Uh-huh. Emergency. Only one sticky in there. In progress. Testing complete. Love it. But yeah, they had proficient consultants with actual IT experience. I haven't watched much of Silicon Valley, I have to admit. Maybe I need to get my hands on it and watch it through. I recently started to watch Halt and Catch Fire, which is also pretty nice. It really stokes my nostalgia. Because Halt and Catch Fire is about the IT industry of the 80s, while Silicon Valley is about our contemporary one. Wait, jumps the shark and in a fantastic way in one sentence really confuses me. So you're saying it's a good thing that they jumped the shark during the last season? Huh, okay. It's a different kind of endorsement than I usually see, but doesn't deter me from watching it, so I guess I'll get it. Sometimes it really makes me cringe, so that's what's keeping me from watching it, I guess. Yeah, Jump the Shark does have a negative connotation. It's basically when a series goes off the rails and so especially if it is a comedic series and it has some kind of self-irony and doesn't take itself completely serious, that's always a great thing if it's done right. But there is a specific point where they go overboard with that and become too meta or something like that, and that's what's called jumping the shark, because back in the early 70s, I think, there was a series and they had a very iconic protagonist in that series. I can't remember the title of the series at the moment, but I'm sure Balthazar can help me out because it's a US series. I never got to watch it. And they had the protagonist actually jump a shark on water skis. Exactly, the protagonist was the Fonz, which was basically a very cool dude. Happy Days. Okay, yeah, thank you. And they had him actually jump a shark on water ski, and so basically that marked the point in that series when it went downhill. Yeah, that basically then coined that particular event when a series loses the run of itself and its audience as well, I guess. Yeah, sure. Yeah, definitely. You are exposed to that directly. Okay, so I'm curious. What does badges do? That's basically Ryan's badges, right? Okay. That's a bit iffy. Having badges assigned to you from the platform provider. And that in a public way instead of just on your dashboard? Maybe it's opt-in. At least maybe in the pro tier. Because that's something that I find rather distracting and unnecessary. I have run out of tea now again because you might not have been there when I started the stream. I've run out of coffee beans. I didn't have a coffee after lunch, and that's a minor emergency. So I might actually take a break and make myself some tea. And since I have recovered my affiliate status, I guess I should also do an ad break simply to prevent people from getting an ad right when they switch to the stream. Yeah, that's how I found Hashnode, because Ryan put this pretty new series on his new Hashnode blog, and I thought, well, if Ryan uses Hashnode, it must have legs, because I would assume that he's been around the block and doesn't just choose a blogging platform willy-nilly. So yeah, let me... There are much more buttons in my Twitch dashboard now. All right. So yeah, I guess I'll take a break, brew myself a tea, and then I'll be back. Should only take a few minutes. And while I'm away, I'll run an ad. I'll see you soon. you're still here. Which is not, which I should really don't take for granted, because we are nearing the critical time where in the past my OBS used to crash. So around the 2-hour mark. And I still haven't found out why that is. I couldn't find any articles and stuff that would point to a well-known bug or something. I threw out a few OBS plugins that I didn't use anyway. Maybe, hopefully they were the cause, even though I didn't use them. But yeah, I have no idea why my OBS keeps crashing around the 2-hour mark. I followed Balthazar's advice and am writing my videos directly to my NAS. So it's not a file system issue, I would assume. But yeah, this is still an unknown root cause, unfortunately. So I can either restart my stream after OBS has crashed, which I'm getting used to, or I can simply wrap up things and yeah. But today I'm still motivated to keep going, so should OBS crash, I should either notice it by my music cutting out in my headphones, or if I don't notice that, you can tell me in chat and I'll get OBS restarted and back online, and so we can do a little bit more. All right, so let's get back to what I was actually doing, which is trying to set up an alternative blog on Hashnode. And what I'd like to also try is how I can style this, so I can actually make it look like my Podia website. So let's take a look at how things look over there. That's Podia. That's also b.hopsif.com. Yeah, it actually pulled up that site. And I have actually added a new theme. I picked a nice color. What is it called? A color scheme, or a color, a swatch of colors, actually. I used one of the websites where you can generate these color swatches, and I chose the first one that I got, actually, because I really like the purplish dark background, and orange has become my new favorite color this year. And so yeah, I picked the first one because I already liked it, and that is also one of the things that has been very easy with Podia, because they introduced this theming feature just a few days ago, and doing that or applying the same color scheme to my static website would require me to make a lot of changes in my Tailwind CSS and things like that. And even then I would have to make changes because the page layout isn't right, isn't quite the same as it is here on Podia. So all these different factors are reasons why I am exploring actually getting rid of my self-generated website and using a service that is focused on that. So let's see. Hashnode does offer custom styling. So we have set that. That's updated. I guess we can... No, I'm not going to switch there. Just, I'd also... Oh yeah, let's go to the... back to the blog dashboard here. And go into appearance. And down here we can enable custom CSS. And let's see what happens if I click edit custom CSS. Okay, that's completely empty. Visit your blog, right click on any element, select inspect. Okay, so that's how I can find the class names. Okay. And okay, there's different CSS for the homepage, for articles, and for pages. So one thing that I could actually do is, for example, can I import fonts? Well, I guess I can. Can't I? We review all the custom CSS applied to Hashnode blogs periodically. Yeah, okay. That's not the problem. Do apply cosmetic chart changes. Do not hide Hashnode sign-in button and these things. Yeah, that's not fair, I guess. Alright. So, let's say I want to use Montserrat as my heading font, both on the homepage and on in my articles. So I'll have to find out how that actually works. So let's open a new tab. Fugel fonts. Oh, that's completely new. Yeah, as I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, I changed my keyboard layout to use one-shot modifiers instead of home row modifiers. And with the changes that I had to make to layer keys and the layers themselves, I need to reprogram my muscle memory quite a bit, but I hope it'll be an improvement because it won't rely on proper key press timings anymore, which home row mods always do, and which always have been the last, say, 5% that were missing from keyboard perfection for me. And but as you know, the last 5% are almost the most annoying ones. Google Fonts. Browse fonts. I guess I should get my selection back, and if I do get them as an import, that's exact. Oh wait, that's EBM Plex. I enter Montserrat and Poppin. Yeah, these are all the fonts that I need. So if I add them here, I think I don't need the style, right? This is already CSS context. And then we'll have to find out what class. Let's go to the home page. That is the home page. Okay. Ah, I see. Yeah, of course. The articles page then shows them in focus. Okay, so let's click here and use inspect. And that's the href, the h1 here. That's a class block article card title. Yes. And from the look of things, no, it's not Tailwind, but it's similar in parts. Okay, no, I think it's just a well-made CSS. Okay, so it's blog-article-card-title. Blog-article card title. Interesting. So let's do that. Blog-article-card-title. And that's going to use font family. Look, I'm a front-end programmer. Font family. More. Oh, yeah. Talking of muscle memory. Sarah. If that doesn't work, that should work. Maybe let's at least add serif as a fallback. go ahead and publish that. Updated successfully. Let's see if it did update it successfully. Is that Montserrat? I don't think it is. But it always has a little delay, I guess. That is not Montserrat, is it? No, Montserrat is... Well, I should use Montserrat extra bold, so that's font weight 800, I think. Let's add that. Yeah, I think that's font weight, isn't it? Font dash weight column 800. Okay. If I reload this. Not sure if it actually applies the change. So let's see. Oh, this is very small on my small streaming screen here. Let me see if I can get this a little bit bigger. Control plus. Yeah, it becomes legible. Font family. Font plus Jakarta Sans. No, that's not what I want. That's... Oh, wait. Does the A href has its own classes? It shouldn't. Has it? Don't think so. Does it? I think... I would assume that's inherited, right? So if I take the H1... It's dash font inter. And font plus Jakarta Sans. The H1 has blog article card title. Let's click preview and see. Nope, that didn't do anything apparently. Okay, let's use the preview. Maybe that has caching benefits. And how is that integrated now? There's a lot of interesting SEO stuff in there that I don't have. Here's the style type text CSS, and so it does include my custom CSS as a style tag, a style element in the header. We do have Montserrat in 4, 6, 7, and 800. So the font should be available. Stupak, are the two articles 8 months apart? I didn't notice. I did not actually notice. Is that true? March and November. Oh dear. That makes me think, is Railscasts still running, or did he actually abandon the project and only does these retrospectives now? Or did he revive that? I remember him dropping off the radar, but I'm not sure. I haven't watched or read the articles yet. Only discovered them earlier today. And his blogging platform was more interesting to me than the actual blogging. Now, how is this not working? Let's see if I can make this a little bit bigger too. I guess that's to both our benefit. So it's .blog article card title, and that should also be the thing here, right? Let's identify that again. Yeah, so they didn't style the href here, which is sensible. But the h1 is blog, class blog article card title. Maybe I need to use important. Which is... Oh, okay, it did add that automatically. Nice. Let's reload the... Oh, look at that. Look at that. Okay. Okay. I do like that. And what's that here? It's also a H1? Oh, that's also nice. So all these headings are H1s. They are, which makes them semantically on par, but they get rendered smaller for the older blog posts. That's a great way to do that. Maybe I'm being Captain Obvious there, but yeah, I really do like the semantic styling here. Blog article card title. Oh, interesting. What's the difference then? Yeah, I guess that's Masara as well. It's just not as easy to identify because it's smaller. So that already did the trick then. Yeah. Okay. Love that. I guess all I have to do now is to style the text with IBM Plex. So that is blog article card brief. Let's simply copy that. Blog article card brief. And that's going to be IBM Plex sans. And also sans serif, okay, but no font weight. I guess we can, oops. Delete that. Save as a draft. Reload page. Yeah. That was quite easy. And I would assume it'll be much harder on my static website. Yeah, I sound like I'm talking myself into using Hashnode. I always catch myself not saying Honeynode or something because, yeah, for some reason my brain always goes in the direction of honey something. Well, I have to admit this is pretty nifty. Pretty nifty. So I'll have to add images. And that's about it. I already imported all my blog posts. And then I could actually point, say, blog.monospacementor.com to Hashnode. And that's it. What I don't like is there automatically a newsletter link? If I copy this and open a private window, can I switch that off? Because I already have a newsletter at Podia where I actually manage my subscribers. Having another newsletter will only tend to confuse people because they think either I have subscribed to the newsletter but I only get blog posts, or I have subscribed to the newsletter but I only get... oh, Firefox crashed. And OBS crashed. No, OBS didn't crash. I wonder what's wrong with my machine. Just a second, I need to get my screen layout back under control. That's my streaming window browser. With multiple Firefox windows, that's always a little bit of a challenge. So... uh-huh. And oh, okay. Okay. You go to and that's OBS, and yeah, okay. Good to go. Still, there's the danger of OBS crashing as well. It's almost 4 o'clock now. Talk soon, Tyndall. Cleaning with headphones on, that's the best way to do chores. Having a good podcast or a high-quality Twitch stream in your ears. All right, so yeah. Where was I before Firefox left the stage? I guess I only need to add more pictures to my blog post, so this page does look good. I wanted to see if I can switch off the newsletter. That would be so nice. That's just that. Appearance. Navbar. Navbar settings. Oh. Where does the navbar appear? So I would have to add a navbar item for courses. That goes to monospacementor.com/courses. Let's keep priority 0. Where does that turn up then? And how many navbars are we going to have? Okay, that gets added. Okay. It's additive. Unfortunately, I can't remove that badges silliness and... That might actually be a deal breaker for me. If I can control that. Well, that's a bummer. Okay, maybe it's not for me after all. Let's add the website URL as well. Didn't I also add the YouTube channel? Okay, more icons. Website, Hashnode, YouTube, and RSS. Okay. Yeah, that's quite convenient, but that newsletter thing is a bit of a deal breaker. Maybe I'll send them a support request. If they can disable it, or if I may use CSS to hide it. Which isn't waterproof, I know. All right. So far, so good. What happens if I switch on night mode? Okay. Nice. Like it. Styling is still decent. Yep. So I would have to add... where did I add that? Did I do the appearance? No, the nav bar, of course, yeah. Nav bar. So we would add mentorship. I guess it's going after courses. Oh, it's more weight. Okay. It's the other way around. So, yeah, I guess, excuse me, we'll make that then 5? Nope, I don't want to remove it. You have to save that, okay, and then we'll make courses. No, wait. I wanted to have courses set to 5 and then mentorship to 4. Yep, nope. This way. Okay. So if I open up a blog post, that's not Montserrat anymore, so I'll have to add that CSS too. It does look okay. And then there's like, comment, bookmark, share, and I can edit, delete, disable comments, pin. Okay. So if I want to share this, okay, that's nifty. And then there's the subscribe to my newsletter. What a pity that I can't influence this badges and newsletter stuff. That's disappointing. Because other than that, I pretty much like what they built there. We can explore one more avenue, and that's oh wait, that is what happens if I would get a pro subscription. So let's find out. Wait, where do I sign up for a pro subscription? Sponsors, analytics, widgets, newsletter, integrations, webhooks. Integrations. What integrations would I get? Good Google. Direct Fathom integration as well. That is nice. We could publish articles directly from GitHub. So if I wanted to go the Git repository publishing route, I could do that. Definitely nice. I can use webhooks, so if I guess if I getting tired despite all the tea, that's an outgoing webhook, right? Yeah, when I publish, update, or delete a post. Here's the GitHub integration, where I would use backup to GitHub. And here it says connect with GitHub, install Hashnode GitHub app. I could then back up all articles. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm looking for. So, Hashnode, where do I go to pay you? Pro subscription. Let's see. What do I get with a pro subscription? I can use AI. Of course I can. There's a focus mode if I write on the website itself. I can remove the Hashnode branding. I'm even not even concerned with the Hashnode branding. I want to get rid of the badge and newsletter header or navigation item. We can back up drafts to backup, okay. So I guess the backup to GitHub feature is not even a pro feature, huh? There is a Discord for support, priority support, and I get another badge, yay. Beta features is that stuff, okay. Well, do you have a support page? Or do I have to use intercom block? What happens if I click here? Search for help. Disable newsletter. How to enable or disable subscribe to newsletter modal. How to enable newsletter on your blog. I want to do the opposite, but yeah. These are the steps to set up a newsletter service for your Hashnode blog. You can refer this. Navigate to your blog's dashboard and click on the newsletter tab. Did I miss the newsletter tab? Okay. Toggle the newsletter button. What? Am I blind? What the? Newsletter. Okay. Consider myself humbled. We got rid of one thing. And I could actually live with the badges if I have to display my badges, then so be it. It's silly, but it doesn't impact my site visitors, I guess. Okay, let's take a look. And it's gone. It's gone. It's gone. Okay. Hashnode, you're in the race still. I do like that. I do like it. Okay. I guess I'll have to sleep on that. But... this is pretty much what I was expecting or hoping for. Can also click here, and it goes to the home page. This is nice. Okay, folks. I am prepared to wrap things up at this point. And I'm saying that because around this time, OBS uses to crash. Around the 2-hour mark. So should OBS crash on me, I'm not going to make the effort of going online again. But I will actually stay online for a little while longer if it is up to me to decide, because yeah, I'll add a few more pictures just to see how the whole page looks like, and maybe that'll convince me to actually do the switch. But I'll do that switch tomorrow anyway, because yeah, I like to sleep on these decisions and let them simmer a little. So still, let's see how much they can entice me. I guess we had test-driven, now community course concept. How are these all marked as drafts, though? Well, let's see. Was that in an article settings? No, I simply got ad cover. So we can actually leave the ad to page settings or article settings. Let's add another Unsplash picture. In this case, wait, what was the... I'm updating my community course concept. That needs another update, by the way. The Linux Master Course is free again. Instead of course, I guess learning is the better keyword, because people learn on their own. I like this picture with the notebook. And I did use this one, I think, on Podia. Okay. Let's use this. Update. Then reflecting on the Linux Administration Master Course. That's more about thinking, I think. Pretty much nails it. Huh. There's a... Universal Blue pretty much deserves something
of uBlue themselves, so let's try and find if we can get some kind of imagery. uBlue.it. There's not too much imagery. I could simply use a screenshot. Something like that. Yep. Nailed it. Then there's the... I guess Git itself doesn't have photos on Unsplash, does it? Oh, it does! Nice. So let's use community.